Okay, so to start with, I'm going to rename this. This is going to be our top. Okay, now our top and bottom are going to be the same. The only difference is our top will need a hole for a follower. So I'm going to do a sketch on the top plane. And we're going to make these do a rectangle. All right, we're going to go with a 5.75 across the bottom by 6. Okay. Do a quick extrude, and all of these will end up being 0.25. All right, a 1/4 inch will be our kind of common size that we'll use often. All right, so let's rename this part. All right, we're going to call this the top. And what we're going to do now is edit appearance. Okay, so this is going to be a wood box. So let's, if you look here, you've got RGB for red, green, blue. Okay, all of these colors, they all have an RGB code to it. So if there's ever a color you're curious of, you can always go just search wood color RGB, and typically you're going to get a color code that goes with it. So your red 202, 164, 114, and we're going to use that code for all of our color coding. So we're going to go 202, 164, and then 114. Okay, and now we've got a wood colored top. Okay, the other thing I want to do is I want to put a hole right here so that we can later put our follow rod on it. So I'm going to do a sketch on the top of the extrude. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to put a point, and let's dimension it. From this top edge, we're going to go 3 inches because we should be 6 inches this way. And then from our edge, we're going to go 2.5. Okay, making a hole. Let's give this a 0.5 diameter and extrude it, remove, and there we go. All right, let's create a new part. And guys, this is going to get loaded up by the time we're done. So we want to make sure we are labeling things as we go. Okay, so a bottom sketch, I'm going to do it on the top plane again. All right, so our box should be 5.7, or actually the bottom, we're going to do 6 by 6. All right, extrude, again, 0.25. And now we've got our bottom, rename it, bottom, and then edit appearance. And I'm going to do that color code that we did earlier, 202, 164, 114. And we've got a wood colored bottom. Now the sides should be the same for both of them. So create part studio. Okay, we're going to rename sides and do a sketch. Now, since it's sides, I'm going to use this front plane because the orientation is kind of what I'm looking at. So our sides across the bottom will end up being 5.75. Okay, so that ends up taking off the 1/4 inch from the bottom piece, I believe. Okay, but we're going 5.75 and then 5.5 tall. Okay, so this one you lose a 1/4 inch because that back piece will complete that 6 inches. And then here you taking off a 1/4 inch on the top and above this piece. All right, extrude. 0.25. Okay, and now we want to put a hole for our axle. So let's put, she is thinking hard. Okay, so on our top piece, we went 2.5 from the edge. So we want that follower to be above the axle. So again, I'm going to go 2.5 from this front edge. Okay, and then right here, I want it centered. So it was 5.5 tall. So I think it's going to be 2.75. Okay, and now we are, right there on the midpoint. Make a circle. Since it's our axle goes through, we're making it 0.25. Finish. Extrude. We want to extrude that. Remove. And there we go. So let's rename it to sides. And let's edit appearance. Let's do our color code to 202, 164, 114. Okay, and then we've got one more side to the box. So rename, this will be the back. Okay, now the back's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make it a little taller so we can put an image on the back side. So I'm going to sketch. This time I'm going to do the right plane. All right. Now, our bottom, we still want to be 6, but our height, we're going to do 9.75. All right. Extrude it. 0.25. We're good there. Rename it to bottom. And then edit appearance. 202, 164, and 114. Okay, so now let's go to assembly, and I'm going to drag it to the front. Okay, and I'm just going to bring in a couple parts at a time. And let's build off of our bottom plate. So bringing in the bottom plate. Okay, I'm going to bring in the back. All right, and the back should sit on top of the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to spin it around, do a fasten mate because I want them locked together. Okay, I'm going to click so that I'm in the center of that edge, and that edge should sit right along this top line. So on this one, I want it on that top line in the middle, and they're fastened together. Okay, well, now let's bring in a side panel. Okay, do a fasten mate. Again, I want that centerpiece right there. Centerpiece right there. Didn't quite get centered, so I'm going to cancel that. Let's try again. Maybe if we just lock these front corners, so fasten mate, I want that corner and that corner to lock up. All right, I like it. And now that fits up nicely. All right, bring in the other side. Fasten mate. So I'm going to do kind of the same thing. Let's go that front corner to that corner. And it looks good. Okay, so we've got those lined up. Now let's insert our top plate. Okay, and I'm just going to stick to these corners. All right, I want that bottom corner there to touch the top corner there. So check mark, fasten. Let's hit that corner. And that corner. There we go. We've built a box. Okay, we've got our holes for our axle, and we've got a bigger gap there for our spacer. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to do, let's go ahead and do a quick search for some clouds. Okay, ooh, I like those. Now I'm just going to do a screenshot and go about like that. All right, just taking a guess. Go back here and let's go to our back. All right, I'm going to do a sketch on that front face. Drop down to insert image. Now, mine says import right here. You're probably going to have to hit the full screen button on your keyboard to go full screen, but I'm going to import. So hit the full screen button, then you should see import clouds. Okay, there they are. And I'm just going to start in this top corner and drag until I get to that wall. And there we go. So now let's go back to our assembly. And it didn't show up, but I'm going to insert. Okay, and here I'm going to insert a sketch. Okay, so back sketch, I'm going to click it there. And when I do that, it brings in a whole nother back with sketch. So I'm going to delete all that and I'm left with just this. And I'm going to do a fasten mate. Let's go center here, center there, and there we go. I've got my box ready to go. All right, you guys have a good one. Stay tuned for the second video.